Welcome to the first episode of My Little Pony Retrospectives. I figured I should start with the current season and look back on the older episodes whenever I get the chance to. To start, it's nice to see Twilight finally getting the flying lessons we've all been hoping for. It's nice to know that the scene at the conclusion of Magical Mystery Cure was just the writers looking for a neat way to wrap up the scene. And yes, it was shown in Equestria Girls that she really wasn't having an easy time. It's nice to see them cement this fact. But wow, is she really that inept? How much has she been practicing? The whole cloud impact of Bela looks a bit contrived. On that note, the addressing of her as Princess Twilight feels rather forced, at least from Applejack. I think I would have taken it a bit better from Rarity since she has already firmly showcased an obsession with royalty and with Twilight's princess state. I am happy that they show the celebration being set up in Canterlot. It's nice to focus on the party in another city rather than in Ponyville again, since it does make more sense for the celebration to be in Canterlot anyways. And the splitting up of the main six is great as well. As we get older and our lives change, we often grow apart from our friends. It deals at least in some small part with that struggle. Though, considering how poorly Pinkie Pie handled Rainbow leaving in Wonderbolt's Academy, I end up wondering just how much of a freak-out Pinkie ended up having after leaving Twilight in Canterlot. And honestly, I question if the mayor can actually get anything done in Ponyville without the main six. Quick side note, what was up with that stained glass? Sweet Celestia, that looked awful. Twilight seems able to fly just fine when having a freak out. With the added altitude, watching her have a breakdown is just going to be that much better. I'm not going to lie, I'm way too happy to see Luna actually raising the moon. I mean, we know it's her duty, but it is great to see her actually doing it, showing that she really still does have the facet. Okay, now, damn! What kind of plants have the power to take out Celestia? You think it would be a lot harder to subdue her and bundle her off. And hell, Luna, for that matter. Those are some seriously fast-acting plants. Even when we see them taking out Twilightcorn, they still don't seem to be knocking her out that quickly. If they can't take out Twilight in a timely manner, you would think the two most powerful alicorns would be more of a fight. It's a weed! I do love that this means with the absence of Celestia and Luna, the whole episode revolves around Twilight. At Twilight. P.S. Worst guards ever. It's nice to see her being pushed into her role as a princess and how she handled it. She had a moment of panic and doubt, but straightened up and stepped into the role, showing once more that she can lead others. Winter wrap-up comes to mind. Is it normal for Everfree clouds to have spikes, or have the plants somehow invaded the weather? That just seems odd to me. I guess it makes a convenient way to showcase the out-of-ordinary state of the weather, but still, spikes? Also, why would Twilight have run so far carrying her own crown via magic? Seriously, they made it all the way out of the castle before she put it on. Why wouldn't she have just put it on right after picking it up? It seems demented. The coming together of the remaining five in Ponyville seems natural. Everything just flows together, with no pony just standing around waiting for a line, and instead having an organic mixing of cast with everything moving around and with them. Probably one of my favorite moments. Oddly. I do love the return of the Pinkie sense, and holy Luna, how strong are those windows that they just cut through that massive vine. Oh no, once more a threat to pony kind. Let's break out the world-fixing elements. Ugh, I'm more than happy to see these packed off. They've always felt a bit broken. Magical MacGuffins broken out to solve the problem with untold power. It will be interesting to see where we go from here and how they handle conflicts without them. And I love how the main six are supposed to be all about friendship and the like, but wow, when Discord rolls up, they are always way too happy to step into the antagonist role. Yeah, he's chaos, but for the most part, he's fairly neutral about it. The way they interact with him rubs me just as wrong as when they redeemed him in Keep Calm and Flutter On. Yes, we know he is still chaos, and yes, we know he's not truly redeemed, but most likely playing along to avoid being stoned. But wow, the main feel like schoolyard bullies, and it just feels out of character for the most of them. Ugh, the alicorn potion. Yeah, that feels like it was pulled straight out of someone's plot. Yes, it gives us a great view of the past, and a more solidified feel of the battle between the sisters and the creation and banishment of Nightmare Moon, as well as the great look at the sisters' takedown of Discord during his rule, and how his statue's singing look now makes more sense. But did they have to pull that completely out of left field? Was there no better way to allude to it other than Zecora popping up and pulling this hitherto unknown potion out of thin air? Also, why was it discord that had to bring up talking to Zakora. You would think that checking on their friend that lives in the now crazy Everfree forest would have occurred to at least one of the main. Oh, and before I forget, the magic used to trigger the potion. Why was it evil magic? As in the kind shown during the events of the Crystal Empire. Was this an accident, or are they attempting to allude to something bigger and possibly more dire? Avatar state, yip yip! And now we start to slip. The film team often seems to be rushing the second half of their two-part episodes. The first half seemed natural and flowed well, and then the second half was very rushed. Going into the forest, they seemed to go up against the crocodile seconds after making it in. Then the group decides that Twilight is too important to come with them. Discord, of all people, convinces her to go back after them, and they all meet up at the castle in what feels like barely minutes. Honestly, the whole raised issue and solution was so fast that I honestly forgot about it until I rewatched the episode. Explored more deeply, it could have been more interesting to see Twilight struggle and come to a development rather than this mess. Anyone else feel like Twilighcorn's encounter with the vines felt like it was about to descend into hentai mode? Oh, and what was the point of Twilight spinning the elements of harmony around herself when all that was needed was just carefully placing them back in the tree? Was it one last kick of showmanship? Has she been getting lessons from Trixie in her spare time? Now that the elements are gone, I'm very much hoping there will be more Discord shenanigans and maybe much more believable redemption. It will be interesting to see how overarching episodes connected to these events as the main six attempt to find the mysterious keys to the box. To see some character develop and connecting conflict, I'm very much looking forward to the coming episodes. Oh, and on the note of the Twilight Boom, or whatever it's being called, it's not so much a copy of the Sonic Rain Boom, but more of a spell cast in the air. As she's taking off, you can clearly see her horn glowing. So, just a spell. Rainbow Dash's signature move is still safe. So this is the part where I plug liking and following me on YouTube, and if you feel up to it, you can also follow me on Twitter. I'll be starting and hopefully posting a video on episode 3 soon. Thanks for watching!